Welcome to Creepypasta. Please like, share and subscribe. This will help us make more content for you. Thank you.
Someone I know died years ago, but apparently he's still alive. Okay, I'm still confused about this. First, some background information for context. I'm 28 years old. 2 days ago I was sitting on the couch with my girlfriend, for 10 years, and her best friend, female. We went to some same high school, so we were talking about memories and classmates from that time. Like, what happened with them, career-wise, love life, etc. So we started talking about my ex-girlfriend. She was friends with my girlfriend's best friend. Suddenly I remembered ex-girlfriend's cousin, 27 years old at the moment, whom had a short fling with girlfriend's best friend at that time. I had this strange feeling of dread, like, oh damn, I forgot he passed away like 6 years ago. So before I started talking about him, I looked him up on Facebook. Turns out he's alive and kicking, thank God. So my brain made a mistake, but for the good. He looks happy, has a boyfriend now, and he's alive. So I start laughing, and told my girlfriend and her friend, wow, I had this weird feeling that guy's name had died, but I'm so glad I was wrong. So my girlfriend looks at me with shock and says, no, you're not wrong. He died years ago. So I'm flabbergasted. I show my girlfriend his Facebook page, with an update or photo uploaded every month for the past years. And recent stuff, not, in memory of. Her jaw drops to the floor. Girlfriend's best friend doesn't really react to it. Not confirming nor denying it. So my girlfriend says, I remember his Facebook said, in memory of, he was passed away due to illness, and friends and family replied with grief and sadness. We were at your mom's house when we found out. My brother's name, and her brother's name, were there too. Call them, and ask if they remember. So I called my brother first, hey bro, do you remember, guy's name? He replied, yeah sure, that tall cousin of, ex-girlfriend, what's up with him? So I answered his question with a question, do you remember something weird about him? You mean that he died a few years ago? I lost my shit. Told my brother he was still alive, and my brother was very sure it happened. I even came with the suggestion that maybe we got two guys mixed up. My brother said, nope, 100% sure it's him. Would be a crazy coincidence if we all had the same mind-wrecking going on, right? He was right. So I called my girlfriend's brother, my best friend. Do you remember, guy's name? So he replied, yeah, of course, the giant. So I said, remember something odd about him? He replied, yeah, I remember it turned out he was attracted to men. So I said, oh okay, that's it. And he died a few years back. Cancer, right? He added. So I said, surprise. He didn't. Best friend starts to laugh manically, yeah, he sure did. But he didn't. So my girlfriend, my brother, my best friend and I, can all recall the moment we found out. My best friend suggested that maybe it was some kind of sick joke. But we all remember that his family replied on his Facebook with great sadness. Or maybe it was some kind of symbolic death, that he was reborn. But it didn't make sense. He already came out before this news, and again, friends and family replied with grief. Okay, here comes the second twist. Coincidence or not? This whole situation took place in 1 hour. So I go back on Facebook, see a message that someone else died that I knew from back then. Young guy, 27 years old. Passed away about an hour ago. Like stories and signals got mixed up. I can't wrap my head around this whole situation. Seriously. What happened? Edit 1. Damn guys, a lot of theories over here. Ranging from innocent digital mistakes, to insane scary possibilities about sick people pulling sick pranks or faking their own death. And even interdimensional theories, which intrigue me a lot. Time to get to the point, no reaction yet. Too bad I can't even see if he read it or not, because we're not Facebook friends anymore. I can't recall when his update stopped popping up, that makes this shit extra weird. I didn't delete him from Facebook. And the last thing I remember seeing from him, was the post that was about his death. If something popped up after that post, I would have been aware of him being alive before this weird situation. I can still see his public posts though, and scrolled back to when he died, estimated, not sure when this exactly was. Nothing out of the ordinary. I saw a lot recent pictures with him and his BF, you can see them both getting older, so these aren't old snaps. Edit 2. He messaged me back, guys. We talked a bit about our lives in the past few years. He's doing great. He still is a cohesive person, with no signs of mental illness whatsoever. I told him that I remembered the day I went on Facebook, and I saw messages that he passed away. That me and my family were in shock. He says that he has used Facebook very frequently for years, and he never has seen anything like that, nor has he heard about it. Maybe you guys confused me with someone else. No dude, we're all sure we didn't. He has no answers, and now I just laughed it off, so he wouldn't be creeped the hell out. He probably is though. So guys, I'm sorry that there is no resolution to this story. The show is over. He isn't insane. He's alive. He's never been hacked. Facebook never killed him off digitally. His friends didn't screw him over. It never happened. I'm off to pick up my girlfriend, best friend, and my brother. Time to get a checkup at the psychiatrist. Maybe we'll get a group discount.
Comments. Why is no one asking about the opinion of your girlfriend's best friend that was currently with you? What has she got to say on this?
I forgot to add that she was just very confused. And said that she hasn't spoken to him in years, but can't recall anything or heard about him dying or such thing. She said, "Are you guys sure you didn't mix him up with high school history teacher's name?" But that was not the case, he died years before that and we could recall when we heard that news. My girlfriend and I weren't even together at that time.
I died in an alternate universe. This happened back in December, but I can't seem to shake it. I was driving to my office and was stopped in a left-hand turn lane. A car came up behind me and I was suddenly overcome with this intense fear that they were going to hit me. It was a cold fear unlike anything I have ever experienced. The car behind me came to a gentle stop a couple yards behind me, as I watched in the rear view mirror. Suddenly, I felt an intense jolt through my body, so much so, that I felt the car move when I did. I checked to see if the car was in the same spot. The light turned green and just before I took my foot off the brake, I felt an excruciating pain in my neck and head that made me feel dizzy and sick. There was an overwhelming smell and taste of gasoline. I tried to get my bearings, and the car behind me lightly honked for me to move. Still in pain, and with the taste and smell of gasoline, I rolled down my window as I slowly moved through the intersection. I gave an apologetic wave to the driver behind me, who returned the gesture, and I immediately turned into my office parking lot. I sat there trembling, trying to shake what happened. The smell and taste finally dissipated, the pain slowly eased from my neck and head, but I was still shaken up. I was weepy all day, I felt very strange in my body, kept imagining my family receiving news of me being in a fatal car accident, and I was pretty afraid to get back in my car at the end of my work day. While talking with my fiancé about what happened, I tried to find a reasonable explanation. I am a mental health professional, that involved a stress-induced trauma response from a bad accident a while back, or a simple panic attack. He said, "Could be, or maybe you died in a car accident in an alternate, parallel universe and you felt it." I laughed it off, but I have not forgotten statement. Just thought I would share.
People disappearing in a water slide. When I was around 12, I saw something strange happen at a water park. The park had a tower with 2 water slides, a long one and a shorter one. Me and my brother lined up in a queue, which was very long, so in order to pass the time, we started guessing what gender a person coming out of the long slide will be. We did that for a while, until people stopped coming out completely. I didn't think that was too weird at the time, but then when I got to the top of the tower, I saw people still going in. I freaked out and told my brother to take the short slide. We did, and we met our parents at the bottom of the slide, in a pool. They confirmed that no one had come out for like 10 minutes, even though I saw people going in. The first people started coming out about 5 minutes afterwards. To this day, I have no explanation for what happened to the other people.
Do you have a creepy story? Please share it with us in the comments, and we will post it on the channel. Please subscribe. Thank you.